What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Amantha Monet, with another episode of I Got Something to Say. You join me in my first episode. Thank you. And if you didn't join me, go and watch that right quick. Because we're talking about the big 3-0. And we're going to talk about it again. Because this is a topic that needs to keep being discussed. Because it's not talked about a lot. Let's get into these TikToks, uncomfortable truths about turning 30. Because whether you like it or not, God willing, you gonna get that big 3-0. If you like what you see, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Join the family. Let's get into it.
I'm 55, and if you're in your 30s, here's some uncomfortable truths you might need to hear. Your 30s will expose every lie you told yourself in your 20s. The people you grew up with may not grow with you, and that's okay. Let that truth set you free instead of keeping you stuck.
I think when you turn 30, you start going through phases. You start seeing people for what they are. You start seeing people for who they are. I think this is the age where you stop reflecting on how much time you spent with someone, whether it be a friendship, relationship, situationship, whatever the case may be, and you start focusing in on the now, and you start peeling back who's really important to you, and your inner circle becomes smaller and smaller. And at this age, you start to really not care that your inner circle is maybe 2 or 3 friends, or 2 or 3 close friends, and the rest are associates. So this is that age, and I think you should be ready to embrace that change and not be saddened by that.
Some people are only close to you because you don't have boundaries yet. You're not tired, you're misaligned. Your energy isn't drained, it's just being spent in the wrong direction. You don't need more self-care, you need self-respect. Self-care is cute, but self-respect is transformational. You don't need more inspiration. You need fewer interruptions. Your 30s won't give you peace. They give you perspective. You create the peace. Growth will cost you your fantasy version of yourself, the one who never failed, who never missed, and who never messed up. Reinvention requires disappointment. Somebody's going to be mad. Your family, your friends, or your future self. Pick who you can live with. If you don't choose your life on purpose, you will live it by accident.
I see so many people my age that are so settled in the life that they have when they could be so much better. I hate to be one of them people that be like, F them kids. And that man, that really got y'all dreams on hold. Like, I think y'all need to do a self-reflection on that. So if you don't want your life to be them kids and that man, focus on them 20s, them 28s, them 29s. Focus on them early 30s. If you don't have kids yet, keep focusing on you, because you want to build the life that you want for you and how you want to live that mug. So focus on you.
Your 30s aren't here to punish you. They're here to push you. Hope that helps.
Don't even look 55. She says she's 55, but my goodness, what they say, black don't crack, because she looks really good. So we're finna hop into the next video.
No one talks about how once you hit your 30s, you just wake up one day and realize, like, I don't want this friendship, I don't want this relationship, I don't want this job, I don't want this life anymore. And you
I literally just touched on that, how this is the age where you just wake up one day and just automatically just have a lot of clarity in your life. You just like know everything almost. It's like, I didn't know that before, or I didn't see that before. And your eyes, it's like what they say, your third eye truly opens up when you turn 30. They say that when you're 27, you as a woman, or 26 when you're a woman, you start to fully develop all throughout. I think 30 is really where you get to see everything for what it is, but you have to want to see it for what it is. You can't just still be walking around oblivious to life.
You just change up everything, the grieving that comes with the life you had just to enjoy the life that you want. So this is your sign to know that it's okay. Like, it's okay to let go of what no longer serves you and just to keep pushing. Like, literally this year was a transformation year for me, and like, I lost a lot, but I also gained a lot. So really, I don't feel like I lost anything but dead weight. But overall, like, I'm just so thankful that I went on this journey.
Yes, you have to be ready and willing to go on this journey that we call life. You have to be ready to explore it, because if you stay settled and contained in what you are in, you're never gonna grow. You're never gonna be happy. You're never gonna truly find happiness until you find what you want to do.
I'm 34 now, But nobody warns you about your 30s. They tell you when it's life finally makes sense, but I think it's when life doesn't make sense at all. It's actually the decade where everything you ignored comes back to introduce itself properly. Your 30s feel like a, second puberty. But this time you're conscious. You start questioning everything you built in your 20s, your job, your relationships, your habits, your friendships, your identity.
Everything changes, from the circle that you used to have, from the things that you used to like to eat, from the things that you used to like to do. If you have children, I know you changed tremendously. I know so many of my buddies are wondering who they are at this moment because they are consumed in being a mommy. So it's a whole bunch that changes when you're 30. I think this is the age where you're trying to redefine yourself and find yourself, if that makes sense. 30 is such a beautiful age. It's such a precious age to be. Embrace my 30s totally. Like I said, I'm about to be 33, and I look forward to the rest of my 30s because I have set that foundation, and I'm continuing to build on that foundation while I'm in my 30s, so that when I'm in my 40s and my 50s, I can relax. And then when I'm in my 60s, I'm chilling on the beach with my feet up, kicking it in Florida.
20s, you were guessing, you were copying, performing, trying to fit in, trying to impress people who don't even remember you today. You weren't living, you were rehearsing. But in your 30s, you finally wake up in the middle of a performance and realize none of this feels like me anymore. Your body changes, your priorities change, your tolerance changes, your standards change. So much changes. You don't chase excitement anymore, you chase peace. You don't want attention, you want alignment. You don't want people, you want presence. So, your 30s force you into an identity audit almost. Everything you used to escape becomes something you now want to understand. And everything you ignored in yourself becomes impossible to avoid or ignore anymore. And everything you tolerated becomes almost embarrassing to admit. You start asking deeper questions.
Love, Love. That's the biggest thing that you be embarrassed to admit that you were crazy about or crazy over, whatever the case may be. But when you turn 30, you start reflecting back and thinking to yourself, man, I would never do that. Why would I have done that? But you did do that. So that's why you have to make that, whatever that was, a learning experience, and know that when you're in your 30s, you're not going to get back to that because you've done that in your 20s. You've done that in your teens. You're not getting back to that. That's what 30s is about, growth and development. Like high school, growth and development, you learn that in high school. They need to have a growth and development that you learn after 29.
Like, who am I without the mask? Is this the life, is this the life I chose for myself, or did I copy someone else's? Do I actually want this, or did my 25-year-old self want it? It's uncomfortable, it's confusing, it's isolating, it's humbling. But here's the difference between this and teenage puberty. Back then, you were becoming who the world wanted you to become. Now you're becoming who you want to become. This time you're self-aware. This time you're intentional. This time you feel every shift, every loss, every realization. And this time the stakes feel higher because your 30s aren't about growing up, they're about waking up to your truth, to your patterns, to your values, to your real self. It's messy, it's painful, it's disorienting, but it's the first time in your life you're not guessing and you're choosing.
He couldn't have said it better. It is really about choosing what you want to define yourself as in your 30s, or who you want to redefine yourself as in your 30s. We're going to get into the next video. Guys, talking about starting your life over at 30. If you think it's too late to start over, this one is for you because it's never too late to start over.
If you are 30 plus years old, regardless of how much debt you have, regardless of how much money you have access to right now, regardless of your situation, if you do not have any kids, and if you do not have any lifelong diseases like, HIV, herpes, or whatever, anything like that, you can literally start your life over right now. By the time you finish watching this video, you can make the decision to completely start over and start trying all the things you wanted to try, doing all the things you wanted to do, and meeting all the people you wanted to meet. Now, the reason I said, if you don't have kids or any lifelong diseases is because once you reveal these things to the world, a lot of people will pull back from you. A lot of people will pull back from you, men and women included. I know, it's more popular to say that, people don't want to date women with kids. There's a lot of women that don't want to date guys with kids too, because they don't want to deal with baby mama drama and all that extracurricular shit. They don't want to be stepmamas, just like you don't want to be a stepdaddy. I got to call it like it is. And of course, with the whole, medical thing, you won't be able, people won't be able to give you all of them because they don't want to be a part of that, if that makes sense. You see what I'm saying? So hopefully that's not the case. But if you fit into the criteria right now, this video probably gonna be 2-3 minutes long. You can research in your mind, research what you want to do, revisit things that you were once passionate about, and just be like, you know what? I'm gonna give it the old college try. Hell, you may have wanted to go to college. Go back to college. Fuck it. I don't think college is that special, but that's just me. I'm my own individual, just like you're your own individual. You may wanted to go, and for whatever reason you didn't go, here's your chance to go back. I don't know how you're gonna afford that shit, but you can figure that shit the fuck out. I don't necessarily believe in things like destiny. The only thing I believe is that you're destined to do whatever the fuck you want. Your life could be whatever you created and whatever you make it into. That's what I believe. The fact of the matter is this. You spent the majority of your life being told you can't do shit, you're not good enough for shit, you feel like you don't have what it takes to get certain things done. The beautiful thing is, you may not have everything at your disposal to get everything you want, but you have everything at your disposal to start. Seriously, you can literally look at the biggest thing that you want to accomplish, whatever the fuck that may be. Look how far you are away from that thing. Now, instead of looking at the ending, look at the beginning. How would a person start this journey to get that thing? You have everything at your disposal right now for the start. We ain't talking about the ending. We ain't even talking about the middle. We talking about the start. The start, to begin now. Don't let being 30, and I only said 30 because, motherfuckers, when we were in our 20s, we used to look at 30 like, boy, that's crazy. I don't know. I need to have things together. I might need to be married, have some kids, blah, blah, blah. No. 30s is literally just, your 20s part 2.
30s are definitely 20s part 2, but with more money, more swag, more understanding, more logic. I think that especially your early 30s, if you don't have kids, you can live life. You can go. These are the people that you see, passport bros, passport sis, outside, rich auntie vibes, rich uncle vibes. Those are the ones, okay? Because they're in their 30s getting that money up, okay?
You're just a lot smarter and you've been through a lot of shit. But you still feel the same way. You don't feel old. There's no such thing as feeling 30. I still feel like I'm 20 years old. You see what I'm saying? Physically. Now, mentally, I'm far beyond that shit. But you feel kind of the same way. Just a little bit more sad and maybe depressed. But let this video be your sign. You can literally start over right now. You got everything at your disposal to start doing whatever you want to do. There is no limit on what the fuck you can do. Do that shit now, especially if you don't have kids or some lifelong disease holding you back. And I'm not saying that kids are a burden or whatever, but I'm just saying it makes your life a lot easier to move through it and to build when you only have to worry about yourself and maybe one other person, being your gal, your wife, your husband, your whatever. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, let that be your sign to get your shit together and go out here and do something.
I think a lot of the times if we don't hear from the outside world that we can't do whatever it is, we tell ourselves that. Sometimes we're our own worst critic. We get in our own heads, and I'm a victim of that myself. For instance, content creation. I have been wanting to get into this for years, since Vine, probably since 2007 when YouTube first came out. As a critic of my own self, I constantly put doubt on myself or critique myself for this or that. I'm not good enough, I'm this or not that. But the biggest thing about doing anything is starting. So if you're 30 and you want to start something, start it. I just picked up my sewing machine for the first time and taught myself how to bob the needle in. It's just about what you want to do. I taught myself how to skate in my late 20s. Whatever side quest you want to get into, I think that you should get into it. 30s is the best time to do it because not only do you have the time, you have the money to do so. I touched on this on my very first video that at any given moment in your life, you can make a change. You can change your life and do whatever it is that you want to be. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. All you gotta do is take the first initial step, and once you take the first initial step, hop onto the second one, third one, fourth one. Next thing you know, you build a new habit. Next thing you know, you got a routine. Next thing you know, it's just part of your everyday life. And next thing you know, you'll be looking back and like, wow, I can't believe I was once a beginner. Now I'm damn near a pro. So just whatever it is that you want to change your life and do, whatever it is you want to explore, let's get into it, guys. Let's really get into it because we got to get whatever side quests off our mind that we had since we was a kid, our bucket list. We got to start scratching stuff off the bucket list. Start doing that because 30 is halfway to 60. Let's get into the next video, guys. What major life upgrades look like in your 30s. So let's see what this young lady has to say.
Major life upgrades in your 30s looks like seeing situations the way that they are instead of the way you want them to be. It's realizing that red flags will never turn green. That goes for family, jobs, relationships, and friendships. And even if they did, because people do change, it raises the bigger question of, do you want to wait around for it? It's realizing that your strength creates fear in some. What would absolutely break them, you take it on the chin. It's deciding the type of person you want to be is the one who shows up for you the way you are showing up for everyone else.
This is the age. If they're not showing up for you, you ain't showing up for them. If they won't do it for you, you ain't doing it for them. I don't care who it is. That it has a little bit of baby stipulation to that. But if they won't do it for you, we ain't doing it for them. Let's continue with this video.
It's getting sick of being negative and only thinking of the worst case scenario. Like, girl, for once, can you think about what's the best that could happen and let that be the floor? It's realizing how underrated it is just to be around people who aren't toxic. It's giving drama-free more weight on your friendship scale. It's making sure anyone with access to you in real life don't play about you. That's the bar. And it's realizing the power of just letting things go, letting people be, and walking away. That doesn't make you weak. That's you protecting your peace. Cheers.
Walk away. Sometimes you gotta walk away. You gotta walk away from whatever it is. Bad situationships, friendships, relationships, schoolships. If it ain't benefiting you, you gotta let it go. You gotta walk away and let it go. Hit the road, Jane. Let's get into our final video. If you made it this far, subscribe, like, join the family because I got something to say and I know you do too. So if you got something to say, drop it in the comments below and I'm gonna read them and I'm gonna get back to you because I got my 2 cents. I got my 2 cents. Let's get into this next and last video, guys.
Nothing really prepares you for once you get into your 30s and you start seeing your family dynamics from an adult perspective. It's almost a trip how much you can look at the people that you've known forever in a different light because of the fact that you just never really knew them. When you're younger, you're not equipped with the tools to be able to understand certain things, or because you're younger, a lot of things are withheld from you, so you really don't even know who you're around or what's really going on. But then you become an adult and things start making more sense.
And that's why I'm the family celebrity. The family celebrity, because I'm very selective on where I'm going to extend my time to, family or not. And that's why once you get about 30, family or not, you start seeing people for who they are. And you start saying, I don't want to surround myself around that. Whether it's a festive holiday or not, I don't want to be around that. And that's what you get into when you're 30. So if you're scared, be happy, be excited that this new clarity, this new existence of knowing every damn thing pretty much is going to be coming to you sooner or later.
Start finding out about a lot of things, and you start seeing people for who they really are, who they have been the entire time. You're just now catching up. And because you're an adult now, you no longer have to just put up with people. Now you can make the decision that, you know what, I actually don't like you and I actually don't want anything to do with you, because who you are as a person does not align with what I want in my life. But most people believe, oh, it's your family, it's your family, it's your family. So you have to just let things go, or you're expected to just let things go. Wrong. Just as the old saying goes, you can't expect to get better in the same place that's making you sick.
I like that. You can't expect to get better in a place that's making you sick. That means you gotta go. You got to let it go, guys. If it's not benefiting you in no shape, way, or form, and if you can't see it, but everybody around you telling you the same thing, you gotta go. I know you want to hold on to it, but you gotta let it go. And if I'm talking about them 20s that you still holding on to because you scared to embrace turning 30, you gotta let it go. You gotta let them go, and we gotta grow, and we gotta learn from whatever mistakes and whatever lessons we learn in our early 20s, and we gotta just be ready to embrace 30. They don't talk about the 30s enough. I don't know why. I had to do my own research on TikTok before I turned 30, but I was so excited to turn 30 because I just knew that I was going to have and be living the best life. And I truly am living in the days that I prayed for when I was in my 20s. I manifested this. I prayed for this. I wrote it down. I prayed for it. I wanted it. And I got it. If you join me and you made it all the way to the end, do a dance with me. Do a dance with me. Do a dance with me. And I welcome you to my next video. If you make it to the third video, I got something to say. And you truly fam. You truly with me. And I love y'all. Thank y'all. See y'all on the next one.